Hey everybody, I'm Hugh Brownstone for Three Blind Men and an Elephant, and today I want to talk about the new Atomos Shinobi, a 5-inch high-brightness HDR monitor only aimed directly at the small HD focus. Now, I'll cut straight to the chase. I asked for it, I got it, I think it's great. The Shinobi is essentially the Ninja 5 without the recorder, reducing the weight and price by a whopping 40%. This makes it, in my book, just about the perfect complement to the very latest full-frame and APS-C mirrorless cameras from Nikon, Sony, Panasonic, and Fuji. That's because 1, none of these have flippy screens, and 2, none of them, unless you insist on filming in 10-bit or going past 30 minutes, require a recorder. Though, even then, the Panasonic S1 will record 10-bit as long as you've got room on the XQD or SDXC cards sitting inside and charge left on the battery, or run it off AC power via the USB port. And the Fuji X-T3 will record 10-bit internally as well. The Shinobi is a great choice for older Sonys and Fujis, especially the X-T2, XH1, and the entire A6000 series. Finally, with its larger screen and higher brightness relative to the one on board, it makes sense on dedicated cameras like the Sony FS5 and 7 series, or the Canon Cinema EOS line, even on camcorders like the Sony Z90 or the Canon XF405. Ironically, the Shinobi addresses the one glaring head scratcher on the brand new Sony a6400, the flip up rather than out screen with no headphone jack at that. You may decide at that point that you want a cage for the camera. I recommend SmallRig if you do, but with the 1/4-20 holes top and bottom, you can always mount something like the Rode video mic atop the monitor, the combo sufficiently lightweight that you should try that first. Weighing just about an ounce more than the Focus, though okay, occupying twice the volume, most of which comes from its depth front to back, and a little more width on the side as well. The Shinobi packs a lot in. Full-size HDMI port, yay, that the Focus does not. 1000 nits compared to the Focus's 800. DCI 4K versus the Focus's UHD. 427 PPI versus the Focus's 294. Though, to be fair, specs or not, both displays look brilliant. And both, on the other hand, are highly reflective. And while double the volume sounds bad, as a practical matter, there's little to separate them inside, say, the 12 liters available inside the excellent Low-Pro ProTactic 250 backpack. Call it a difference amounting to just 2% of the total space available. Both the Shinobi and Focus use a single Sony NP-style battery. This guy. Both have 1/4-20 mounts top and bottom, though the Focus has an additional side mount for that excellent, brilliant little lightweight arm, and both have headphone jacks that Sony A6 series users and Fuji X-T2 users, among others, will appreciate. More importantly, they both offer outstanding touch interfaces and a complete set of monitoring tools. I might give a slight nod to the Shinobi because there's a little less going back and forth from one option to the next. I might give the Focus the nod because you can move the audio meters around, though as I continue to A/B them, I found this to be a case of splitting hairs. Though I do wish both would allow the audio meters to be placed vertically. Maybe they can be, and I just haven't found out how to do that yet. No, Atomos doesn't offer something like that well-considered bracket that SmallHD created specifically for the Focus. The Shinobi does not offer the screenshot capability the Focus has. The SD card slot is for LUTs and firmware updates only, and there is no HDMI out. The Shinobi has a more plasticky look and feel to it. The Focus wins on industrial design, but not by much. Both are fit for purpose. Yes, the Shinobi offers HDR and HLG, but these continue to hold little interest for me personally. As always, your mileage may vary. And fair enough, this is a distinguishing characteristic that accrues to the Shinobi's advantage when comparing it to the Focus. On the other hand, in my short time with it, the Shinobi definitely seemed to run warmer than the Focus. So, in the end, horses for courses. When all is said and done, however, the most compelling difference between them, I think, is the price. At $400, the Shinobi undercuts the Focus by almost $100, which is, relatively speaking, a pretty large margin. That price advantage, in fact, grows when you consider that SmallHD now offers an OLED version of the Focus at the same 1920 by 1080 resolution of the Shinobi, but it's at a relatively paltry 350 nits of brightness, with prices starting at $700 for the HDMI version, $800 for the SDI version. Now, it has to be said that the other interesting option in this particular sandbox is the Blackmagic Video Assist 5-inch. It's not much bigger than the Shinobi, does offer recording 1080 only rather than the Ninja 5's UHD 4K, but still nice if you're a gear reviewer or educator who wants to show what the viewing experience of a camera is like. Does have the same full HD resolution display, though also not nearly as bright. Also offers an excellent touch interface, does offer 6G SDI in and 3G SDI out, as well as HDMI in and out, and is only $100 more, same price as the regular IPS Focus, and $200 less than the Ninja 5. I do prefer the NP-style batteries used on the Shinobi and the Focus rather than the pair of Canon-style batteries of the Blackmagic, and the Blackmagic weighs in at almost twice the weight of the Shinobi. This is an instance where an extra 5 or 6 ounces doesn't sound like much, but I can tell you over the course of a day, those extra ounces become a real drag. They're immediately a drag when you hold the camera up to your eye. All of which, when you come right down to it, says to me that Atomos has hit a home run, especially for hybrid shooters wanting the latest and greatest mirrorless cameras, but not the processing overhead of 10-bit clips or the weight of a 7-inch recording monitor that they don't actually need, and who, unlike me, can always capture what they need in less than 30 minutes. If you like what you've seen here today, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, join the conversation below. You guys continue to be just incredible, knowledgeable, inspiring, funny. I mean, you're a joy, truly. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Grab one or both of our new Hold That Thought t-shirts you wanted us to put up at our new 3BMEPthreadless.com store. Support our work by using our affiliate links down below in the show notes, dropping us coffee money via our PayPal link down below in the show notes, or even better than that, we invite you to become a patron of our work over at Patreon. Link down below. We've created our Patreon page because we are stoked to bring you not only gear reviews, but with our What Were You Thinking and Good World Gone Bad series, historical, educational, artistic morsels, and longer form conversations, not interviews, with world-class photographers, curators, gallery owners, keepers of the legacy, folks like Elliot Irwitt, Anya Sear, Mark Lubell, Etheline Staley, and friends like Brian Smith, Paul Giroux, Nino Rakicevic, and more. We'd really like you to join us to deliver this kind of content regularly. Your support on Patreon will really help us ramp it up. In which case, as always, we thank you for it. That's it. For 3 Blind Men and an Elephant, I'm Hugh Brownstone. See you next time.